Hello, Taurus. It is time for your August reading for 2021. This is going to be a very simple 12-card reading. I am using my double deck. I love double decks. I'm not quite sure why. It's just a thing for me. I hope you're enjoying your summer. It's August. It's hot. I like that. I know a lot of people don't, but I hope you're enjoying your summer, whatever you're doing, and that things are going fantastically for you. So let's see what we've got on the horizon. I've done a lot of shuffling off camera, so this should be ready to go. Never be alarmed by our death card. Death is change, and we need a lot of change sometimes in this world. Sometimes it's imperative for our happiness. I just got this card in the Aries reading too. A lot of people are getting this sad card these days. We've got a lot of... I'm feeling like these horses are very significant here. Whenever we get two cards together in the same stance, in the same direction, and then we've got this guy also in the same direction, it always feels significant and seems to have a stronger impact on the reading. So I wouldn't panic too much about this death card. Sometimes death means physical death, but it rarely does. Rarely. And there's usually a lot of extreme sadness around it, and this kind of has some pretty happy stuff around it. A lot of pentacles here. This is the overall feeling. This is not a great card, but still the overall feeling I'm getting from this reading is one of a lot of movement and really some good stuff coming in, and you're a person who's been through some stuff, but I think things are going to get good for you. I think the death card here is very positive. You're going to see some really good movement in your life. A lot of the way I read has to do with how the cards make me feel in a reading. And I kind of go in the direction of that vibe and then sort of see where things go. And when things are negative, I get a very bad feeling. And I'm just not getting one here, even though this card is not fabulous by any means. I'm Aries, and I just did the Aries reading, and so my reading also had this card in it. I understand what it means for me. You may well understand what it means for you. This card is a card of feeling really defeated. Sometimes it's just we just experience too many things all at once, and it is so hard. And then, I mean, sometimes it's because we're really devastated because something horrible has happened. But sometimes it's just a pileup of so many things. And a lot of people have gotten this card lately. And I think it's because after the last year and a half of all the craziness and all the nonsense and all the crap in the world, and not being able to do what we want to do necessarily or go where we want to go, and all of that, and uncertainty. I think the uncertainty. And then when we have some bad events on top of all of that, it's just more than we almost can stand. You know, it's just too much. So I don't know exactly what's going on here for you. Sometimes this can be you feel betrayed or you have been betrayed. So that's always something to look at when this card comes up. You don't have anything directly around the card to indicate that. This card here can mean that something is going on behind your back. That's typically not what the card means. It's usually, this is I usually call this the sore winner card, because sometimes the implication is that this fellow has won over somebody else and he looks a little bit smug about it. He's going around picking up the swords. Sometimes you can be either party here. You can be the one who is defeated, although I find typically it's the querent you who is this person. You know, or it can mean that it's a victory that's completely warranted, that whatever's going on here is completely deserved. So maybe you got the best of somebody, but it's still, and maybe this is fine and this is happy. Maybe this needed to happen. Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe that has nothing to do with this over here. The reason I'm like all over the place scattered like this is when I'm doing a general reading, I don't have you here to sort of home in on one person. You know what I mean? I'm doing this for a lot of people all at once. So in one of your cases, it'll be this. In somebody else's case, it'll be that. In 20 other cases, it'll be this thing. You know, so it just depends on who you are and what you're going through as to what either of these cards mean. And though this card is really the negative one, and this one, you know, this one could be positive or negative, like completely. So then let's look at the rest, because the rest is really quite significantly good. So the Death card is all about change. It's like you can be reinventing yourself. You can be making changes in your life that are going to make things go smoother, better. You've got the Lovers here. So this could mean that a new person is coming in, that you're going to fall in love and have a beautiful love relationship. And that is great change. That could mean your whole life, your whole family, your whole everything. It can sometimes mean if you're already with somebody and your relationship has been not so hot for a while, sometimes you reinvigorate that love and everything starts overflowing again, and there's this happiness and this joy and this fulfillment comes back. You know, peaks and valleys. Life is a roller coaster. So that's a possibility. Maybe you're going to move away. Maybe you're going to go somewhere on a journey and do something completely different. I have all this family of pentacles over here. The only one we're missing is the King. But we've got the Queen of Pentacles, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, and we've got the Page of Pentacles. Now, if these represent people, which they typically do, pentacles are usually, well, always, if we're talking about a person, it's a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. So one of these can certainly be you. Unless you're a very, very young adult, I'm going to say that if you're male, typically you're going to be this Knight. And if you're female, typically you're going to be the Queen. They are somewhat interchangeable, you know, based on what you're doing in life. But if you are an earth sign with another earth sign, this is very likely the two of you. So we know you're an earth sign, Taurus, so the other one could be a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Perhaps this is a child of yours, the Page, a very inventive child, a somewhat interesting and rather brilliant child, I would say. Somebody who is mechanical, somebody who takes things apart, somebody who wants to figure everything out about life. They're very good at investing and making money even as children. They're always trying to figure that out. They are always willing to do things that stand the test of time. That applies to all of these characters. The child, the Page, is very, very inquisitive. These two have figured things out a little bit more. The Knight is definitely in his prime of life. He is a go-getter. He is a strong, brave knight. But if you look at him compared to other knights, he is rather stoic. He is standing in one place. He's an earth sign. He likes things that are tangible. He does not always move as quickly as others, but he is very strong and solid and grounded and willing to take the steps and plan things so that they come to fruition. The Queen does that also. She is great at investing in home and family. If she has a career, she's very well invested in her career. Again, very happy to take the time to make things happen. They don't necessarily always like to do things out of order. They have a belief about the way things are supposed to go, and they like to follow that belief system typically. Taurus, you know what this is about. You probably are, unless you're an unusual Taurus, which sometimes happens, you probably like planning, you probably like order, you probably like home, you probably like the concept of investing in things that are going to pay you out over the long haul. A lot of earth signs are very good at investing for their future, especially for when they're older, because they are willing to wait that thing out and be there. They can be very, very solid partners. So maybe this lovers thing applies to you and your partner or somebody who's going to come in. I mean, there's an energy coming off these cards right now that's rather exciting. All these pentacles, all this energy, all this investment type energy. And when I say investment, it can mean financial, but it can also mean investment in the family, investment in the whatever you are trying to create that will pay you off in some way at some point. I don't think you're going to be having any trouble because you've got some real power cards here and some amazing determination. So you are reflecting on your life. I mean, this is very important for every person to do, but sometimes everybody gets so caught up they don't really spend the time. So you're looking to the past, you're looking to the future, you're trying to figure out what your next step to take is. You're trying to home in on your passions. You have a lot to be passionate and thankful for. There's a lot of love in your life. You've got a lot of stuff that you can cultivate, can be thankful for and hang on to right now, but you still feel there are other things you want to pursue. There's something you really want to go and pursue, that something else that you can be very passionate about, whether it's a person, whether it's somebody in your life who you also love, who you want to bring in, whether it's a hobby, a career that you wish you had taken up a long time ago. Maybe something is brewing here where you feel like you need something else, that there is a missing part of your passionate life, but you can do it because you have all this stuff going on. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to push this guy off to the side, and we've already covered this. So we're going to just look at these cards that are left. And this is what I want you to take away from this reading. As the week goes on, when things are happening, I want you to think about these three cards, because these three cards are major. The Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is all about determination. Sometimes it has to do with seeking out the truth. So if there's a missing piece of information you need to know to do whatever it is you have to do in life, find out what that is and go for it. But it could just mean that the truth of what's going on in your life is you just have this insane determination, this strong determination to do something that you are going to just rush in and do it. Maybe it's going to be impulsive. If it's not impulsive, it's still going to be done with this strong feeling that you have to do it. You are going to accomplish whatever this is, which is a very exciting card. I mean, the power and the passion in this card is very, very strong. Then you've got the Emperor and the Chariot, two power cards. Now, the Emperor can mean that you're dealing with authority, and sometimes it can mean that, you know, say you want to enact something new at work and your boss is the Emperor figure and you're going to him and trying to get him to go along with something and he's going to approve your project, something like that. But if it's not a person, a strong kind of Aries type character, fire sign, or just a very strong person, or if it's not like a court authority, a judge, you know, usually you'll get justice or judgment in the case of a court case, but sometimes it'll be the Emperor because he's such a strong authority figure. But the Emperor can be you. He can be within you. He can be a reminder that you're the authority. You know, we know whatever we need to know, or we can find out whatever we need to know. You don't always have to go around asking people's permission. You have the permission. You have the permission of the universe to do what you want to do what you need to do, to find that missing cup, to be the lover you want to be, to make changes in your life that are going to make your life better, stronger, faster, everything good. Stronger and faster. The Chariot. The Chariot is that you can do it. You have the power. The Emperor is there upholding you, but you also have the power. The Chariot is kind of a magical card. It means you drive your own life. You have the power to do whatever you want to do, create whatever you want to create. But at the same time, there are no reins here. That's because you don't need them. It's all in your head. You can create the world with your mind. We're recreating the world as we go. And you are definitely going to do that. This death card is going to bring you all kinds of new, fresh things. This is going to be behind you. This is going to be ahead of you. The Lovers, you're going to have all this strong, really strong stuff happening here. Love and passion and drive and desire, determination, and the ability to create what you want. And I think one of these is you. I'm going to say that just flat out. And perhaps I said the other one might be your partner or your partner to be, your love person. That's possible, but it could also be anybody else in your family, your circle. It could be, you could be this person, this could be your best friend. You could be this person, this could be your brother. I mean, it could be anybody that you know that is in the role of these people. So think about it, and definitely in the next while, please think about these cards, because you truly do have the power to create and carve out the life you want, like this Knight of Swords with all his beautiful determination and always being a truth seeker. So think about that and have a great August, and I hope to talk to you soon.